They trusted Three Arrows Capital. Three Arrows lied. They trusted FTX. FTX lied.
June 2022, Three Arrows Capital collapses. BlockFi loses $80 million. July 2022, FTX offers a lifeline. BlockFi accepts. November 2022, FTX collapses. BlockFi has nowhere left to turn. 600,000 customers. Frozen. This is BlockFi. He did not steal from his customers. He did not lie to his customers. He did not gamble with their money recklessly. He built something real, something that worked, something that hundreds of thousands of people trusted, and then, one by one, every company he had trusted turned out to be built on lies. Three Arrows Capital lied to him. FTX lied to him. The entire crypto lending ecosystem was built on foundations he could not see, and when those foundations collapsed, BlockFi collapsed with them. This is the story of BlockFi, and why sometimes the most devastating frauds are not committed by the victim, but by everyone around them. Zac Prince was born in the United States in the late 1980s. He was a serial entrepreneur with a background in financial technology. In 2017, at the height of cryptocurrency excitement, he co-founded BlockFi with Flory Marquez in New York City. The idea was elegant and genuinely useful. Cryptocurrency holders had a problem. They owned digital assets, Bitcoin, Ethereum, other cryptocurrencies that were often sitting idle in wallets, earning nothing. BlockFi offered a solution. Deposit your cryptocurrency with BlockFi, earn interest on it, up to 8 or 9% annually. Borrow against it without selling it. It was, in essence, a bank for cryptocurrency. And unlike many crypto companies, BlockFi actually worked. It had real revenue, real lending operations, real institutional borrowers. It was regulated, or trying to be regulated. It hired compliance teams. It worked with regulators rather than avoiding them. By 2021, BlockFi had over 600,000 customers. It had processed over $50 billion in loans. It was valued at $3 billion. It was one of the most credible, most legitimate, most trusted crypto lending companies in the world. Then, it trusted the wrong people. The first catastrophic relationship was with Three Arrows Capital. Three Arrows Capital, the Singapore-based hedge fund, was one of BlockFi's largest borrowers. Three Arrows had borrowed hundreds of millions of dollars from BlockFi, using cryptocurrency as collateral. What BlockFi did not know, what almost nobody knew, was that Three Arrows Capital was simultaneously borrowing from every other major crypto lender in the world. When Three Arrows Capital collapsed in June 2022, unable to meet margin calls after the Terra Luna crash, BlockFi was left with a massive uncollectible loan, the collateral. Three Arrows had fallen dramatically in value. BlockFi lost over $80 million in the Three Arrows collapse. It was a devastating blow, but BlockFi survived it. It raised emergency funding. It cut staff. It restructured. Then, 5 months later, FTX arrived in July 2022. FTX and its affiliated trading firm, Alameda Research, offered BlockFi a $400 million revolving credit facility. It was a lifeline. BlockFi accepted it. What BlockFi did not know, what the entire world did not yet know, was that FTX was itself a massive fraud, that Sam Bankman-Fried had been secretly using customer deposits from FTX to fund Alameda Research's trading operations, that the $400 million credit facility being offered to BlockFi came from stolen customer money. On November 11, 2022. FTX filed for bankruptcy overnight. BlockFi's $400 million credit facility became worthless, and BlockFi had also placed approximately $350 $1 million of customer funds into accounts with FTX. Those funds were now frozen inside the bankrupt FTX estate. BlockFi, which had survived Three Arrows, could not survive FTX's own November 28, 2022, just 17 days after FTX collapsed. BlockFi filed for bankruptcy. The bankruptcy filing revealed that BlockFi owed its customers approximately $9.9 billion, but had assets worth only a fraction of that amount, over 600,000 customers who had deposited their cryptocurrency with BlockFi to earn interest, could not access their funds. Some had deposited everything they owned. Some had used BlockFi as their primary savings account. Some had been with BlockFi for years, trusting it precisely because it had seemed more legitimate, more regulated, more careful than other crypto platforms. All of them were frozen out. The bankruptcy proceedings were among the most complex in cryptocurrency history. BlockFi was owed money by FTX. FTX was bankrupt. The FTX estate was trying to recover money for its own creditors. BlockFi's customers were creditors of BlockFi. BlockFi was a creditor of FTX. FTX's customers were creditors of FTX. A web of interlocking bankruptcies involving billions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of ordinary people. In 2023, the SEC charged BlockFi with failing to register its interest-bearing accounts as securities. BlockFi agreed to pay $100 million in penalties, though the bankruptcy made actual payment complicated. Zac Prince was not charged with criminal fraud, unlike Sam Bankman-Fried, who deliberately deceived. Unlike Alex Mashinsky, who lied to customers on camera, Zac Prince had made real mistakes. He had trusted Three Arrows Capital too much. He had accepted FTX's money without adequate due diligence. But he had not deliberately stolen. He had not deliberately lied, and yet 600,000 customers still lost access to their money, still faced devastating financial losses, still trusted a platform that collapsed because of the lies of others. So what is the real lesson of BlockFi? BlockFi teaches us something that most financial fraud stories do not. Sometimes the fraud does not come from inside. Sometimes the most dangerous thing a company can do is trust other companies that are themselves committing fraud. The crypto industry in 2021 and 2022 was an ecosystem where the frauds were deeply interconnected. Terra, Luna collapsed. Three Arrows Capital collapsed. FTX collapsed. Celsius Network froze. Voyager Digital filed for bankruptcy. BlockFi filed for bankruptcy. Genesis Capital filed for bankruptcy. Each collapse fed the next. Each fraud enabled the others. Each failure of due diligence in an industry that celebrated moving fast and trusting the ecosystem contributed to a chain of destruction that hurt hundreds of thousands of ordinary people. The lesson of BlockFi is not just about one company. It is about what happens when an entire industry is built on interconnected trust, without adequate transparency, without adequate verification, without anyone asking the uncomfortable question, are the people we are trusting actually who they say they are? That is, the capital case. Subscribe to the capital case because the next case is already waiting.